Welcome to the Managing Drought in the Southern Plains webinar series. I'm Margaret Boone, Program Manager of the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program, with your briefing for Monday, May 5th, 2014. This information is brought to you by the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program in association with NOAA, NIDIS, and the National Drought Mitigation Center. So what has changed over the past week? Conditions have continued to worsen over parts of Oklahoma and Texas. Reservoir levels, especially across southwest Oklahoma and into north central Texas, are continuing to be substantially low. Unfortunately, with the continuing drought conditions across portions of the southern plains and the lack of appreciable rainfall, dust storms are also continuing to be a problem. There is the possibility of some rain, especially over the eastern parts of the southern plains by the end of this week, with a more active spring weather pattern forecast. This is the newest drought monitor released Thursday, May 1st, where you can see the worsening conditions across portions of the southern plains. Zooming in a little closer, there has been some expansion of the D2 to D3 conditions across western and southern Kansas, where 67% of topsoil conditions across Kansas are considered short or very short of topsoil moisture. Further south across the southern plains, all categories of drought have expanded across Texas, where almost all of the Texas Panhandle is now in D4 drought. D4 conditions have also expanded across Oklahoma. Similar to Kansas, 78% and 72% of topsoil conditions across Texas and Oklahoma, respectively, are short or very short of moisture. Reports from the Oklahoma Panhandle indicate widespread crop loss and destruction with the abandonment of all dryland winter wheat. Across the West, there has been a little change since last week. One way to understand the current drought and the longer-term impacts is in some of the area reservoirs. For Texas, this is a graph depicting percent capacity of Lake Travis near Austin. Lake Travis is currently 34.5% full. And this information is brought to us by the waterdatafortexas.org website that also has all of the area reservoirs besides Lake Travis available for viewing. Not only are the reservoirs in central Texas showing strong signs of the long-term drought, but the areas near Wichita Falls are also extremely low. The combined storage of which the reservoirs for Wichita Falls is under 30%. It's actually very close to 25%, which initiated a drought emergency for the Wichita Falls area. In this graphic, created by the National Weather Service in Norman, shows the Wichita Falls is currently 40.6 inches in rainfall deficit since 2010. Rainfall departures over the last 14 days show the increasing precipitation deficit across the southern plains, especially northwestern Oklahoma and into Texas, as those areas have seen the expansion of D4 conditions. As we go out 60 days and beyond, those same areas of D4 in the southern plains are still very evident, just illustrating the longer-term precipitation deficits. As we move into spring, it's crucial to begin thinking about soil moisture. These experimental graphics created by the Arkansas Red Basin River Forecast Center in Tulsa show the upper and lower soil moisture zone anomalies. The upper zone anomalies best show the shorter-term moisture and precipitation impacts. Here I show the upper zone anomalies from last week on the left and from this week on the right. You can see what a difference just a week makes on the soil moisture in the upper zone. Some areas that were 150% of normal soil moisture last week are now down to as much as 50% of normal this week. The lower zone anomalies are better indicative of the long-term impacts. These areas are showing the impacts of lingering drought conditions across the region. We will continue to follow these maps as we move into what is typically our wet season, spring. The 5-day outlook from the NOAA Weather Prediction Center indicates some rain is possible over the southern plains, especially the eastern part, with a more active spring weather pattern forecast for the region by the end of this week. Much of the same area is forecast to be anywhere around 6 degrees above normal in temperatures, with the western half of the U.S. seeing below normal temperatures. The 8 to 14-day outlooks, valid Monday, May 12th through Sunday, May 18th, show above normal temperatures across the western United States and a small portion of the far eastern coast, with below normal temperatures expected across the Great Lakes region south to the Gulf Coast. Much of the U.S. is expected to see below normal precipitation over the next 8 to 14 days, with areas along the Midwest and over into the East Coast having the highest probability of above normal precipitation. The CPC 3-month outlooks remain the same as last week. Equal chances of above or below normal precipitation continue to prevail across much of the United States, with the exception of below normal precipitation possible across the Pacific Northwest and above normal precipitation across the Four Corners region. The majority of the West Coast, South, and East Coast could see above normal temperatures, with below normal temperatures possible across Montana and North Dakota. The monthly drought outlook is new and issued April 30th and valid for the month of May. Shows mainly persistence across drought-stricken areas and a few areas of drought development across South Texas, and a couple of regions of possible drought removal or drought improvement across the far eastern area of the southern and high plains. And I just wanted to share this picture from Felt, Oklahoma, of a rainbow caused by dust as it was beginning to roll into town. These dust storms have been more frequent across the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma this spring as the area continues in extreme and exceptional drought conditions. As always, please join us for these briefings and full topic webinars. For more information, please visit our SCIP website, southernclimate.org, to register for more information if you haven't already. These briefings will be posted to the SCIP YouTube channel as well as our website, southernclimate.org. Please like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at skip_RESA for more information. We thank you for joining us and have a great week.